multiple programs can be connected to the same database at the same time. They can all be inserting values and reading values from the same tables. And one of the interesting things about database management systems is that they can handle the fact that multiple different connections are made to the same database and that multiple different clients are trying to change the same table. Let's look at an example of this by simulating a game of blackjack. In Casino Blackjack, the player is dealt 2 cards and the dealer is dealt 1 card face up and another card face down. So if I'm the player, I might get a 7, and then the dealer gets a jack, and then I get a 9, and the dealer gets some face down card that I don't get to see. The goal in blackjack is to have more points than the dealer, but if you go over 21 points, then you lose the game. You can request additional cards in order to get more points. The suits of the cards don't matter, so I've just used spades everywhere. All that matters are the numbers, and the cards 2 through 10 just count for their point values that are written on the card. All of the face cards, Jack, Queen, King, count for 10. And aces are special. You can choose whether to count them for 1 point or 11 points. So, if 7 and 9 make 16, I might worry that the dealer is going to have more points than me, so I might request an additional card. Oh, I got a 5. Now my total is 21. That's very good because I haven't gone over 21, but I'm likely to have more points than the dealer. Once the player's finished requesting cards, then it's the dealer's turn. In Casino Blackjack, the dealer first flips over the card that isn't shown, and then must continue to draw cards until reaching a number between 17 and 21. So 13 is not between 17 and 21, so it draws an additional card. This can either be worth 1, making 14, or 11, making 24. But 24 goes over 21, and that would cause the dealer to lose. So the natural choice is to count it as only 1. So now the dealer has only 14 points, draws another card. If it comes out as 10, now the dealer has 24 points and is over 21. That's called going bust, and that means that the dealer loses this hand of blackjack. If instead of a 10 it had been a 7, the total would have been 21, and they would have tied. Alright, let's use Python and SQL together to play some blackjack. This is a longer program, but not too long, so I think we can read it together. First, we store the points for each card in a dictionary, where aces are worth 1, or 11, we'll handle that fact later. Jacks, queens, and kings are all worth 10, and then 2 through 10 are just worth that many points. So a 2 is worth 2, a 3 is worth 3, etc. Points.update just takes a dictionary and adds more elements to it from another dictionary. Here we have a way of scoring a hand. A hand is a sequence of cards. We get the points for each card using the points dictionary, and we sum them up. If it turns out that the total is less than or equal to 11 and I have an ace, then I should count that ace as 11 points instead of 1 point, which gives me an extra 10 points. So in this way, if I have, for example, a jack and an ace, total will come out to 11, but the ace would let me get 21 instead, which is a better score. Alright, so those are the rules of blackjack encoded as a Python function. Now we're going to create a database, cards.db. We're going to assign SQL to the function db.execute, just so I don't have to type db.execute over and over again. Every time you see this, think db.execute, because they're the same thing. I'll drop table if it exists cards, so I can start fresh and then create a table cards with 2 columns. The card, which would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or Jack, Queen, King, Ace. And then who has it, the dealer or the player, or has it been discarded? To deal a card, we insert that card into the cards table, and then we commit the result to make sure that it's reflected in cards.db. To compute the score of any player, we get all the cards for that player, select star from cards where who equals either the player or the dealer. That's a Python value that we pass in. And then we compute the hand score for every card that we get by fetching all the cards. You go bust when you have a score greater than 21. The two players are the player and the dealer. And here's what it means to play a hand of blackjack. You have to have a deck of cards. You pop off the first card and deal it to the player. The second card goes to the dealer. The third card goes to the player. And then there's a hidden card. We're going to pop it off right away, but we're not going to deal it because we haven't shown what it is yet. Now, we're going to use the built-in input function in Python to ask the user what they want to do. If they say, yes, I want to hit, hit means get another card, at which point we'll deal another card. If that makes the player go bust, then the player loses and the hand is over. If at some point the player decides not to hit but to stay, then it's time to flip over the dealer's hidden card. So we deal that to the dealer, and then we keep dealing cards to the dealer until the score is greater than or equal to 17. Deal, deal, deal. If at any point the dealer goes bust by going over 21, then we say so and the hand is over. Otherwise, now there's a player score and a dealer score, and we compare them, and that's how we know who won the hand. A deck of cards has 4 copies of each card, 1 for each suit. We put them in a list. They are the keys of the dictionary called points, which we constructed earlier. We'll shuffle the deck using the built-in shuffle function of the random module. And then we'll just start playing hands. So we'll deal, play a hand, and then at the end of the hand, we'll move all of the cards that are in players' hands into the discard pile. And now we have a fully functional game of blackjack. We've dealt a hand. Shall we hit or stay? Well, that really depends on what cards I have. How do I know what cards I have? I can make a second connection to the database and take a look. I just need to know the name of the database file, cards.db. I can connect to it with SQLite. And then I can take a look. Select star from the cards table. I see the player has a 3 and a 4, and the dealer is showing a 7. Well, I only have 7 points, so I better hit. What did I get? Oh, I got a jack. Now I have 17 points, and the dealer has 7. I think I'll stay. The Python simulator played out the hand, and the dealer ended up with 17 points. If we want to see exactly what happened, we can look and see that in the last game, the dealer had 7, and then the dealer also had a queen that was hidden. And when that queen was shown, the game ended 17-17. All right, we've dealt a new hand. The player has a jack and a 6, that's 16 points. The dealer has a 6. Even though I have a low score, I'm nervous about taking another card because I might go bust. So let's stay where we are and see what happens. Oh, I had 16, the dealer had 18, and so I lost the hand. It's dealt another hand, so let's try again. At this point, it's hard to see what's going on because there are so many discards. So let's simplify that by saying where who does not equal discard. And now I see that as a player, I have a 4 and an ace. That's either 5 or 15 points. Either way, I need more. Now I have a 9, an ace, and a 4. In total, that's 14 points. I think I should take another one. Oh, I went bust. So I lost that hand too, and we've dealt another hand. Let's see what I've got now. I've got a 5 and an ace. That's either 6 or 16. I think I'll take a hit and see where I am. Now I have 5, ace, and ace. That's either 7 or 17. I'm curious what will happen next, but I could actually predict what might happen by looking at all the cards. What's gone by already? Since I have access to all of the discarded cards, I can see that very few 10s have been played. In fact, if I really want to see what's going on, I should look at what card there is and its count from the cards table where I group by the card. So I can see that there's been 1 10 played, 3 jacks, 1 queen, but no kings. So there's a lot of kings left, there's a lot of 10s left, there's a queen left, there's a reasonable chance that I'll draw a 10 on the next hit. Let's take another look at what I have. Well, I have 17, the dealer has 6. There's a chance the dealer's going to get a couple of 10s in a row and go bust. So I think I'm not going to hit and see what happens. That dealer went bust, just as I predicted by counting the cards. Now, in a casino, counting cards like we did by remembering what was in the discard pile is against the rules, but it can help you win. All right, let's look at one more hand. We've got a 4 and a queen. 14 is really not a good hand because the dealer has a 9. That means they could have 19 points with that hidden card. Wouldn't it be nice if instead of a queen and a 4, I had a queen and an ace? Well, then I'd have 21 points. So something else that's against the rules in casino blackjack is to just change the cards. Update cards, set card equal to ace, where who equals player, and card equals 4. Let's see what hand I have now. An ace and a queen. I don't think I need to hit after all, because I already have 21 points, and I've won the hand. So here's an example of 2 programs connecting to the same database, manipulating it together. One of those programs is a Python simulator for blackjack, and one is the interactive SQLite read eval print loop.